Thunderstorms. Highs 86 to 90. Chance of rain 30%. Friday night, partly cloudy.
Okay, I'm back again. This time with a quick review on the Midland ER102 emergency radio. Had this radio for the past 2 months now. Pretty much been using it on a daily basis. And even before I get through the entire review, I want to tell you this is one of the best emergency radios that I've ever used, at least portable ones. It has a ton of great features. The weather band, which you were just listening to, it also includes the AM and FM bands, has a cell phone charger, a clock, an alarm clock, a thermometer, a freeze alert warning. It has a flashlight, just a ton of great features for a small, compact, lightweight package. It also has excellent reception. You can see the radio was just operating without the use of its extended telescope antenna. That's pretty much how I've been using it. Through all three bands, I haven't found the need to use the antenna yet, so it has excellent reception. It also has pretty good battery life, which I'll go through in a minute. Just a ton of great features that you would want in a portable radio for an emergency situation. So let me just go through a few of the specs. I'm not going to read off all of them. You guys can check those out in the description. But the weather band, it has 7 preset weather channels. It has the PLL drift-free technology, so it has a slider switch to activate channels 1 through 7, so you don't have to manually tune them in. It automatically does that with its little onboard computer. The weather channel will cover child abduction via the Amber Alert, nuclear power plant warnings, with the recent events that happened in Japan. That's very important to have in a radio. Will also cover biological hazards, civil emergency messages, a fire warning, which will let you know if there's wildfires in your area raging out of control, and also a landslide warning. So if you were confused as to the amount of information that the weather channel will produce, that hopefully will clear up a few things so that it will cover much more. So just one more quick spec is going to be the dimension and the weight. It weighs 1.2 pounds, so it's nice and lightweight. That is going to be without the 3 AA batteries that you can put in there. With the AA batteries, it only weighs a couple ounces more, still well under 2 pounds. It has a height of 6 inches, a width of 8 inches, and a thickness of 2 inches. You can see it compared to my hand to see just how small it is. It's a very lightweight, easily carried radio. So nice and lightweight package there. So let me zoom out here a little bit. I guess I was zoomed out. And show you around the radio, show you the different features. Up front here we have a 3-inch LCD readout, which shows your current time. If you're in a hot situation, will give you your temperature, or cold situation, whatever you may be in. Currently it's 82 degrees in this room that I'm in, showing it in Fahrenheit. You can switch that to Celsius quickly by pressing this button, and you notice that button also says freeze alert, because this will cover if the radio is in sub-zero conditions. Say if you're going camping and it gets too cold overnight, this radio will produce a siren to warn you of that, which could possibly save your life. It also has an alarm clock. You can see that right here. You have your alarm clock, and then your time button next to it to adjust the time or the alarm clock. You just use these 2 buttons here, HR for hour, MIN for minute. This is how you activate and deactivate the alarm. You notice a little symbol there. The alarm also has 2 different ways of alerting you. You can choose the standard buzzer or any one of the 3 bands, the weather radio, FM, or AM. Speaking of the radio, the way you function that is via this little switch here. You can see you can choose your different power sources, up to 4 different power sources. The AC adapter, which is included, 3 AA batteries, the rechargeable battery that's built in, or the hand crank generator. And the way you activate that is, you see it says AC dynamo on. That will control the rechargeable battery, the AC adapter, and the hand crank generator, while the last function here, which says Alkaline, will control the 3 AA batteries. So let's put that in the middle position there for AC dynamo.
82. Light and variable winds.
You can see that it's working off the rechargeable battery. Standard volume knob, gets pretty loud.
Early this evening, partly cloudy early.
You can see I can turn it up to full volume and there is no distortion in the sound. It has a really good speaker built into it. Even though it's a mono speaker, it is a full range speaker, so you get nice rich sound out of it. It's not going to sound like your home theater system, but it will be good enough to listen over, normal conversation or outdoor noises. It also has automatic alerts on the weather radio side. You can see this little selector switch here for weather radio alert. You have the off position for no alerting. You have the emergency siren, which I actually forgot. Pretty loud. You can turn that on for an emergency situation. The first mode here, which is going to be your voice mode, it will give you a vocal alert and also sound a siren. And then this last one here will give you the siren and also flash this flashlight for those who are hearing impaired. So that works out pretty well there. Here is your band selector. You have WX for weather band, FM and AM. Just a 3-position click switch. When in weather band, you control that function to go through the different channels via this little selector switch here.
Per hour, becoming light and variable.
And it has that PLL drift-free technology, so I don't have to fine-tune the channel. It automatically does that. When you're in the FM or AM bands, it does require you to tune it in. So you have the tuning dial up top, and you have your frequency readout right here. So let me see if I can tune in to a station. Not going to tune in to one just because of the copyright infringement here on YouTube, but trust me, it does sound pretty good. So let's turn it over to the back, show you the functions around back. Here is your alarm clock selector between listening to any 3 of the radio bands or the standard buzzer. It's just a little constant beep. You also have this little flap back here, which will reveal a place to plug in the included AC adapter, a 3.5mm headphone jack for headphone listening or exporting the sound to external speakers. You have a USB port. The USB port will operate only in 2 different ways. The first way is if the AC adapter is plugged in, it will feed power out so that you can charge your cell phone, your iPod, or whatever else will charge off a USB. The second way it operates is via this hand crank generator. That's the only other way it would operate. It does not charge off of the internal batteries, either the Alkaline or the built-in one. With the hand crank generator powering the radio, 2 minutes of cranking will equal about 60 minutes of listening in a moderate to low volume. So it is a pretty long-lasting battery and doesn't require much cranking. Right here we have the extendable antenna. It's a telescoping antenna, pretty tall. I believe it's just about 2.5 to 3 feet. But again, the radio has such good reception, I haven't had to use it yet. You most likely won't either. Up top here, we have this carry handle. It's a little leather carry handle with some nylon straps. Pretty strong. The radio is lightweight, so it doesn't run the risk of wearing out or breaking. We have the backlight. Backlight stays on for a couple of seconds, then goes out. Never stays constantly on. The alert off for when the weather radio alert comes on. You just quickly press that to cancel it out, or it will automatically come on within about 10 seconds. We have this little small button here, which controls the powerful 3 LED flashlight. It's actually about as bright as one of those 9 LED flashlights you can get from most auto supply stores. In the bottom we just have the model number and serial number, and the last place I can show you is the battery compartment. I actually like this battery compartment a lot because the door stays on. A lot of times in the past I've had radios where the door comes completely off and I end up losing the door. It does have a rubber seal around it. You also notice this is a rubber seal, so it is weatherproof if you're using it outdoors and it happens to be raining. I personally wouldn't leave it out like that. I will try to keep it away from water as much as possible, but if it does, get a little bit of water on it, it won't hurt it. In here, you can see the space for the 3 AA batteries it can take. So you can just put in 3 batteries like that. But what I've been mostly using is the rechargeable battery pack. It's a 650 milliamp 3.6 volt nickel metal hydride rechargeable battery pack. Each one of these cells are about half the height of a normal AA cell, but they are about the same thickness. So that just plugs in like that. Charged up from the AC adapter overnight. It will give you about 4 hours and 20 minutes worth of radio listening. I did cycle that battery about 20 times and it gave me an average of about 4 hours and 20 minutes listening at a pretty high volume. So pretty good battery life. With regular AA cells, it will give you well over 24 hours. I use both Alkaline as well as nickel metal hydride rechargeables. And at a moderate volume, I got well over 24 hours of radio listening. It doesn't have a battery gauge to let you know when it's completely depleted, but it does sort of spaz out. The screen will start doing crazy stuff and you'll hear some weird noises to let you know the battery is dead. So this was just my quick review on the Midland ER102 emergency radio. It's a great radio in my opinion with all of the different functions. The cell phone charger is a must in an emergency power outage situation. The flashlight also, and of course the weather band. It's a really great all-around radio. You can take this not only for emergency situations, but for just general listening, and it will do fine. The only drawback to it that I can see is that it did not come with a bag. My other radio, which is a Eden FR300, came with a little carry bag. It's not much of an issue. I can probably find one of these online for cheap to carry my radio in, but it's just something to note. Sort of makes up for it with the included AC adapter, since that would be a $10 to $20 option. And I can pretty much find this bag for like $5. So really great radio in my opinion. Over the past 2 months of using it, it's worked flawlessly, and I will be testing this further. I will continue to test this probably for years to come, and if anything happens to happen with it, the reception goes bad or the screen goes out, I will annotate that as the review time goes on. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Thanks for watching. See you guys later. Peace.